Welcome to the Dietitian Side Hustle podcast. My name is Katie Dodd. I am a nutrition entrepreneur, but here's the catch. I have a full-time traditional dietitian job. My entrepreneurial endeavors are my side hustle. I have been making six figures through my job and side hustle, doing things that I love. If I can do it, you can too. This podcast is for dietitians, interns, and students who want to be inspired to start or perfect the side hustle of their dreams. Let's do this. Hey guys, welcome to the 15th episode of the Dietitian Side Hustle podcast, Canva for making awesome graphics. I've had many people reach out to me and ask me, how do I make my graphics online? And the answer is Canva. So I wanted to dedicate an entire podcast episode talking to you guys all about Canva and why you should be using Canva today. So what is Canva? Canva is a free platform that you can use. You can find it at www.canva.com. That's CANVA.com. And you can create an account online for free and start making amazing graphics today. So where do I use Canva? So I use Canva to make graphics for everything. If you see an image online, odds are I made it in Canva. All of the images that I make for Pinterest, for Facebook, for Instagram, for my Instagram stories, for my website, within my emails, I'm making all of that in Canva. So how much does Canva cost? I mentioned it's free. I do not use the free platform. I did use the free platform when I started, but I now use the Pro, which is super low cost. It costs $9.95 a month if you are billed annually, or if you just want to do month to month, it's $12.95. And for everything you get, it's pretty awesome. But again, the free version's cool too. So what do you get with the free version? With the free version, you have access to 8,000 free templates. So what's a template? You go into Canva and you select, what do you want to make a design of? Do you want to make something for Instagram, for Pinterest? Maybe you want to make an infographic, a logo, a poster, anything. You select the option and it has it all pre-sized for you, because if you're not familiar, the format of the size is different based on whether or not it's Instagram or Facebook or all the things. They all have different sizes and different layouts. So you can just make things really easy. Select, for example, Instagram, and it brings up the little Instagram box shape, and there's all of these templates to pick from. You don't have to be good at graphic design to be good with Canva. And that's what I love about it. It really levels the playing field for everyone, creative types like myself and people who maybe they're like, I have no creativity. Canva is for them. They literally can go on there and select pre-made templates. They just add in, maybe they change the colors, maybe they change the font, and maybe they add a different picture. They don't even have to do that. You can just literally go in there and type in what you want, save it, and use it as your own. It's like that easy. So the free platform does include tons of designs, and they also have, hundreds of thousands of free photos and graphics for you to use. That's pretty cool. But what about that paid version that I use? What makes it different? Well, of course, it has everything free has, but they add a few things to it that help me. They have where you can create what's called a brand kit, where you go in and you set what are your logos, your colors, and your fonts. What I like about that is with my brand, The Geriatric Dietitian and Dietitian Side Hustle, I use a very specific color and font, and of course I have logos. So whenever I create something new in Canva, it defaults to using my font and my colors because it knows what I do. They also offer even more templates, which, is 8,000 enough? Well, yeah, but they had 60,000 free templates. Plus, I get access to over 60 million premium stock images, photos, graphics, and videos. It's bananas. And you can also upload your own fonts and logos. You can make custom templates. There's a lot that you can do with it. So for me personally, I've just found that it's worth it. There are other differences. For example, I can save more. There's more storage space with the paid plan. The free one has 1 gigabyte, and that's pretty darn big. But with mine, I have 100 gigabytes. They do have, I think most people on here, you'll probably be using the free or the pro version. But for anyone maybe who works for, maybe you're a dietitian side hustler boss and you have employees, or maybe you work for an organization, they do have an enterprise platform available. I think it's $30 a month, and it just allows more people to access the Canva account, and they do have a couple of other, add-ins for people who are working for a business so that more people can go in and collaborate versus a single person. So before I dive deep on how to use Canva, let's go take a quick commercial break. Is there something interfering with your happiness or is preventing you from achieving your goals? Being a side hustler and an RD entrepreneur is hard. As healthcare professionals, taking care of our whole health starts with us. I'm a huge advocate of taking care of your mental health with zero shame. I've been seeing a counselor for years, and I'm all the better for it. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. BetterHelp is the sponsor of this podcast. It's not a crisis line, it's not self-help, it's professional counseling done securely online. There's a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's counselor network, which may not be available locally at lots of areas. This service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses, plus you can schedule weekly phone or video sessions so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room again, as with traditional therapy. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors as needed. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants to help you start living a happier life today. Visit betterhelp.com/DSH, that's better, HELP/DSH, and join over 500,000 people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. There's a special offer for Dietitian Side Hustler listeners. You can get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/DSH. So, let me talk to you guys more about Canva and some of the sneak peeks of what I really think you should be using in there. Again, when you go into Canva, and to create your account, again, just go to canva.com. You can sign up for free, create an account, play around with it, see how much you love it or don't love it. Or if you want to go pro, you can actually start the pro for a free trial. I'm not sure how long the trial is. I mean, that kind of varies depending on what promotions they have going on, but you can always try the pro version and see if that's right for you too. I think for me, the biggest thing that annoyed me about the free version is, like, you often see all of the graphics and I'm like, oh, I want that one. It's like, oh, that one's not available for free. So then it's kind of annoying, because if you're looking for something very specific, like, I don't know, maybe you want to include a picture of soy milk, and there's just not going to be a ton of pictures of soy milk. And there actually are some pretty cool ones, but with the pro platform, like, you have access to so many more pictures. And so for me, that was the biggest thing, was the availability of pictures. So, and also because I treat my side hustle like a business. It is a business. And so for me, I recognize that running a business, there are business expenses. So I am perfectly fine with paying for Canva myself. So again, create your account, go to canva.com, make a free one if you want to start out, just play around with it. But when you're in there, you want to go ahead and start a design. So you can click on create a design, and they have tons of things pre-made. And I am, just as I'm talking to you guys, I'm actually in Canva right now, so I make sure that I share everything right. So I'm going to make a Pinterest pin. So I clicked on a button that said Pinterest pin, and it pulls up the exact dimensions that I need. It is a 1,000 by 15,000, 1,000 by 1,500 pixel size that Pinterest wants. And then there's all of these templates on the left, like tons and tons of templates where I could just pick those and roll with it. I will say in the beginning I use templates a lot, but I'm a creative person myself, so I like to make my own. But it's just amazing how fast you can make images. So you can either select a pre-made template, or you can just go rogue and do what you want. On the left-hand side, there's all these options, the templates. You can click on photos, and you can search for photos. Again, tons of photo options. If you're pro, you have like every photo. In the past, the pro version did require you to pay for certain photos. So you had access to a lot more than the free account, but if there were certain photos that had a little, it looked like a little coin in the side, you did have to pay for it. Canva's recently gotten rid of that, so now like everything in the pro version you have access to. You don't have to pay anymore, which is kind of cool. So the other option is Elements, and I really love Elements. What is that? Elements is where you can add more clip art, so not necessarily a photo, but clip art, and a lot of people do want to use clip art for a lot of reasons. There's also shapes that you can enter, and frames. I love frames. Frames are different shapes that you could put a picture in. So you can select a circle, a little squiggly circle, a funny shaped box, and you put it into your design, and then you drag a picture into it. So if you ever see those pictures that are cropped to really cool shapes, that's how they're doing it. They do have stickers, which are kind of like They're kind of like a clip art, but they have movement to them. So that could be beneficial if you're making like maybe even a PowerPoint presentation and you want something moving in it. They do have charts, they have lines, they have all kinds of, they've got so much clip art. Then when you go into text, they do have font combinations pre-made. So you could actually have a template for your fonts to where if you want something to like, you know when you see those cool fonts and it's like they've got a heading in one big bold font and underneath it they have like a different font, maybe it's sideways or tweaked or has something really cool around it. They have those available in Canva and they are called font combinations. You can pick those or you can add your own heading, subheading, body of text. When you're in there, it's way easy to change the color, change the font type, and I'll tell you guys there are so many font types I haven't even began to touch and what the fonts are. I just went through and I picked my favorite one from my brand kit. I'm like, oh, that one looks good. It's actually, it's called Aileron. So it's like in the A's. So you could tell I didn't go too far down the list. I was like, okay, they're all good. I'll just go with this one. You can pick your color. And what's nice about the color is you can type in if you have like a code for your color. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I use a green color for my geriatric dietitian and dietitian side hustle. If you see that green, it's a very specific green. It is hashtag, what is it, 83AB32. So there's actually a specific code associated with every color. So if you maybe you're using the free version and you want to use the same color every time, go into Canva, pick a color, you can make it up, but then pay attention. If you scroll your mouse over the actual color, it will tell you like a hashtag and the number. And so write that down so that way every time you're going to create something and you want to use the same font, you'll just type in that code number. If you have the pro version, it'll save it for you. If you're free, again, just write it down and just manually enter it every time you make something. A little extra work, but again, it's free. You can also add music, you can add videos, you can select a background, you can upload your own images or videos. Within each different option, so whether or not you put in a photo or maybe an element like some clip art or some text, there is an option where you can do a few things. You can move it forward or backwards. You can change the transparency. Up in the upper right hand corner, there's like, it looks kind of like a checkerboard that fades. So you can go up to that and you can toggle this little transparency that goes from 0 to 100. So you can make it, if you want to make it really light because you want it like a picture really light so you can add text over it, you can do that there. You can easily crop, you can flip. There's some really cool effects that are available, and I think some of the effects are specific to the paid version. I'm not entirely sure, but one thing that Canva recently added was the ability to remove the background in your images, which is really cool. So maybe you have a picture of a person and you want to get rid of that background. There are ways to do that online. You can go old school, zoom in, and like use the old paint option and erase everything around you. I've done that before, actually. If you ever, if you see the cover for my podcast, I did that. I zoomed in on my picture of me and I traced out the entire background. It took me a long time. And then literally the week after I did that, I learned it's called remove.bg. It's a website, remove.bg, where you could easily upload any photo and remove the background. So it's like, I wish I would have found this a week before. But anyways, so now in Canva, you could upload your own pictures or use their pictures and remove the backgrounds. And I don't know about you guys, but when I see a graphic and there's no background, it's just like a person or an apple or something by itself, it just looks so sharp and so much more professional. There are also, with each picture, there are different filters available. You can adjust the color if you're really fancy like that. Again, there's a lot that you can do. So I feel like I could talk about Canva all day, but I think I'll just wrap things up by saying Canva is an amazing platform that you can use, creative or not. You can make any image, and it's amazing. I also made my ebook in Canva. And all the handouts that I sell on rd2rd.com, made them all in Canva. And again, that's why I pay for it, because I make everything in Canva. So I would encourage you guys today, for your action items, I want you to go to canva.com and make a free account. I want you to check it out. I want you to play with it. I want you to play with those designs, and then shoot me an email. Let me know what you think. You can always get a hold of me. My email is katie.nutrition@gmail.com, or if you go to my website, you can figure out how to contact me there. So I hope that you guys learned a lot and that you are inspired to go check out Canva and start making really cool, amazing graphics to where people are like, wow, how did you make that? That looks so good. You don't have to tell them it was just a template, but you could tell them too. So anyways, definitely go check out Canva, use it, and let me know what you think. Okay, I'll talk to you next time, guys. Bye.